Tonight, from AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas, it's the NFC Championship game.
Is closed, but as you can probably tell, the mouths of these Cowboy fans could not be more wide open. It is a frenzied AT&T Stadium in Arlington. Coming up, it's a battle to represent the NFC in this year's Super Bowl, and we've got a classic taking it right down Broadway. Tony Pollard. Touchdown, Cowboys! From one end zone to the other, 101 yards. And the Cowboys have struck first in this NFC title game. So a very good start, but don't go get those Super Bowl T-shirts left. Still the early going here.
I wonder if they're even printing them at this stage of the game, right? Do you wait a little longer before you say which one you're going to do? Good advice, Brandon. Make sure you know there's a lot of game left, but a good start.
Zerline good with a PAT, and that makes the score 7-0. So let's try this again. After the kick return TD, here's yet another kickoff. And we will not see an attempt to match that return touchdown, as this will be a touchback and bring it out to the 25. So out comes the Washington offense onto the field. They'll be led out by their 6'1" quarterback from Old Dominion. It's Taylor Heineke. The first carry for the Memphis man, Antonio Gibson. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. It'll go as a loss of 3 right away, and it's second down. Now Heineke. And he will go down. A Cowboys sack. And now time will be called here as Washington has an injured player down on the field. Now after the sack, Heineke and the Washington offense going to face a tough 3rd and long. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. 5 yards, and that means they come up short as they're going to have to punt here on the opening drive. So on 4th down, Washington going to call on Tress Way to punt it away. Call that a punt of 38 yards officially, and the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 43. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. 2nd and 8. Now Burrow. Sliding out of the pocket. Now that'll be caught by St. Brown. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Burrow looking to pass. Eluding the pressure right. He will find his man Chase complete. And he will reach the 5-yard line before going out of bounds. They'll try and run for it with Barkley. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Saquon Barkley. A 5-yard touchdown run. And the Cowboys, they push out in front further. Now Zerline on and the extra point. It's good to make it 14-0. The drive summary that time, 5 plays.
And it ends with a Saquon Barkley touchdown run.
Now after the touchdown, it's Zerline. He'll kick it away.
And Patterson not going to return this. It'll come out to the 25. Now Washington going to retake the field for drive number 2. They'll need to come from behind if they want to play in 2 weeks as they trail early in this NFC Championship game. Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete. Well, this defense very strong in that victory from a week ago.
But we certainly had a nice conversation with the defensive coordinator, didn't we? And what we heard, I like what we did, but we definitely need more pressure on the quarterback this week.
That's out to the flat for Gibson.
And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
On third down, Heineke.
And this is going to be incomplete.
Every offense tells you they want to come out and start fast. That's not unusual at all. But this group, they've yet to get much rolling through their first 2 drives. It looks like they have to give up the football again after this one.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. That's pulled in at the 32. So possession goes over here on the punt. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. They'll start out on the ground. It's Saquon Barkley. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 45. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5. Out of the gun, it's Burrow.
And Burrow going to slide to the ground as he does pick up the 1st down.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
There goes a deep ball, end zone. And it'll be incomplete. Good job staying with him defensively. And it'll bring up 2nd down.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. A handoff to Barkley. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a force of nature at the defensive tackle position. Yes, he's as big as they come, but still plenty agile. And he's able to make a nice play there to swallow up the ball carrier.
Able to hit his target Lamb.
And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line.
Now we're going to get a timeout here for an injured player, and that's Jamar Chase, who is in some obvious discomfort right now.
While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. Rolling to his right. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Start of the 2nd quarter, and it's the Cowboys in possession. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. And this ball is caught by Lamb. Touchdown, Dallas. CeeDee Lamb there to make the grab.
And the Cowboys continue to show why it pays to play at home in the postseason as they add on to their lead. And we remember, of course, all scoring plays need to be verified upstairs, and I think they're going to at least take a look at this. They're taking a peek at whether or not those feet were in bounds, and obviously a big call here in the end zone. So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right.
Zerline connects on the extra point, and that makes the score 21-0. Now after the touchdown, it's Zerline. He'll kick it away.
And Gibson decides against bringing it out. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here, or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Heineke.
Escaping the pressure right. And avoids the contact by sliding.
Man, defensively, that hurts. They got him out of his rhythm. They had him hemmed in, but somehow he was able to tuck it away and get away for a gain.
Heineke on 1st down.
Trying to get it to Thomas, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 49. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Cowboy defense has a touchdown. Zerline now for the PAT. It's good, and they stretch their lead to 28-0 now. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick 6. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away.
And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line.
Now here's the signal caller getting ready to lead this offense again. In second quarter, they're down big already. He's struggling as well. They've got to find something here. He's got to find something on this drive.
And sometimes you take on all that extra pressure on yourself, and maybe you have to disperse it a little bit. Lean on some other people, lean on your teammates, find someone who can take the pressure off and get the ball in their hands for a while.
Or this, if he doesn't, this is getting out of hand, or it could get worse. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
On the give, this is their fullback. And he'll take this one up to about the 23. Give him 5 yards there, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
Throwing. Heineke.
Flush to his right. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. Usually see those guys out wide get called for holding on running plays. Here, a passing play.
Yeah, sometimes when you get this quick screen, bubble screen, anything where they're having to block for their fellow receiver, usually at the point of attack, and this time he got caught.
Dancing to his left. And he'll slide to a halt here. Still a little shy of the 1st down marker. 6 yards there off the scramble, but it'll still leave him with a 3rd down.
Off the play fake, Heineke.
Oh, and a bad throw there. It's intercepted. He's picked off near his own 48, and he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line.
So that time the pressure got home just as he was releasing the football and caused the pick.
And what it did was it disrupted that fragile balance of the mechanics of throwing the football. You know, from the footwork to being able to actually throw it downfield. If one piece of that puzzle gets disrupted, it affects the entire chance of success.
Running again with Barkley on 2nd down.
And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done.
That's a nice run right there, able to get to the outside. And so many times defenses say, okay, we got you hemmed in. But if you're running the football, at least you know where everyone is coming from. You don't have to worry about the backside at all. That allows you to run with a little bit more confidence as you traverse down the field.
Now Burrow on 1st down. The quick slant caught. And he's brought down.
And remember, this drive started off following the turnover. And they've taken no time working their way down the short.
And he'll get in. Touchdown, Cowboys. Saquon Barkley with his second touchdown here in this first half. And the Cowboys are able to widen their lead here in this first half. Everybody in the stadium knew what they were going to do right there, CD. 3 tight ends on the field, all that extra bulk, and they run it in.
And you saw where that one went, right? You run it over your best blocker. I can just see the head coach right now. I want to run this one over the big boy. And they got it done.
Zerline good with a PAT. And the route is on here in this first half. Now after the touchdown, it's Zerline. He'll kick it away. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. Heineke on 3rd and 2. Able to find Lazard. Now Washington going to use the second of their 3 timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Heineke again. Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
It seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
Looking left side, it's complete. He's got it. And he's going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 43. Heineke to throw it. This is caught by his tight end, Logan Thomas. And he's going to be out of bounds down around the 35-yard line. Throwing again on 2nd down. Heineke. And that'll be incomplete with 11 seconds remaining now. 7th play of the drive now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. Now Heineke. That's complete. Terry McLaurin with it. Now here's a timeout as they're going to get it with 8 seconds remaining here in the first half. So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. This from 44 yards away. Myers' kick is good. And they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit. So they do get the 3 points before they hit halftime. Something to build on, maybe.
Yeah, go ahead and raise the banner, right? Wave the flag. That's good. You got points, and now, as you said, they've got something to build on as they get ready for the second half.
And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And he will perhaps get back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. And time has run out on this first half. So we've reached halftime here in the NFC Championship as we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks. As always, what half remains in the Battle of the Sea? You will take home that George Halas Trophy and represent the NFC in the Super Bowl. We'll get back to you guys in just a moment. But first, let's look back to the AFC Championship game held earlier today. And believe it, it is the Cleveland Browns are heading to the Super Bowl as they await the winner of this NFC Championship game. So with that, let's get you right back out for the second half, as one of these teams will represent the NFC in the Super Bowl. To find out who, let's turn it back over to Brandon Godden.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Halas Trophy still hangs in the balance as the second half now underway in the NFC Championship game.
And no run back here as the third quarter will commence with a touchback. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And they have work to do in this second half if they want to earn that berth to the Super Bowl.
And I'm pretty sure this is where their coaches at halftime were saying don't panic and then demonstrating it by not making a lot of drastic changes to the game plan. Let's just get back to doing what we've been doing all year long. That should be more than good enough.
And again, they'll go right back to their fullback. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39.
Brandon, you know how we talk about having wrinkles in a game plan? That was a fold right there. How about that play? Being able to change things up. You think anyone else on the team's going to get the ball? And in that situation, they surprise everyone and give it to their big guy.
And that's going to be incomplete.
The passing windows are just not there. That's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
Looking to throw, Heineke.
He's got the first down and more inside the 40. And finally down at the 36-yard line.
Sometimes guys get locked into such a groove. What do we call it? The game slowing down. They see everything happening almost in slow motion. They see the lanes develop. I feel like he's right there.
Well, and you want this from your leader, right? With this deficit, this stage of the game, second half, no quit in him.
0.
Jabril Cox there on the tackle.
They've gone to their fullback quite a bit. He'll get it again. And inside the 20 before he's brought down.
Watching that run takes me back to something a famous old coach once said. Any player he wants on his team, he wants him to be agile, mobile, and most definitely hostile.
He gets it forward for 4, maybe 5, but the flags fly. And this one could be coming back. That one whistled against a big right tackle.
You'd think being able to fire out and block it'd be a lot easier to not commit a holding penalty, but it's tough to keep those guys right in front, isn't it?
Firing quickly here, and that's complete. Oh, he's hit. He lost the football. Put it on the carpet. And the Cowboys have recovered. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. They will throw on first down with Burrow. Flushed out right. And oh, this is taken in one-handed. What a catch.
Well, I certainly don't want to pile on, but this defense has just not been up to the challenge in this game, and this continues as we see here. Coverage, not been very good. Soft in spots. There's an easy throw and catch for another first down.
And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5.
That's a really nice, tough run inside, and they gained 5 yards on it. And to be frank about it, most offenses don't expect to get 5 yards on a play call like that. So when they do, they go back to their huddle with a little pep in their steps. They're starting to think that they're starting to dominate the line of scrimmage.
And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45.
And if anyone thinks they're just going to tuck their horns in and pull back off the throttle a little bit, you can forget it. Even with this big third-quarter lead, I think this team's going to continue to take their shots downfield, and there's another completion.
On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Bobby McCain, and he's going to get this one to the 23-yard line.
He exited the pocket trying to improvise. That was a tough throw, and unfortunately, it wound up in the wrong pair of hands.
And Brandon, when you're on the run, sometimes your downfield vision can get skewed just a bit. Now, the beauty of extending a play is sometimes your receivers find their way open, but oftentimes you end up closing down part of the field and bringing those defenders to the ball, and that one was picked off.
And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line.
Well, after that pickup of a first down, I think some of the defensive guys are going to be looking over their coordinator and saying that was not in the scouting report. That went against every tendency most teams have.
He puts it on the carpet. It's out. And it's picked up by the Cowboys. And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line.
Whenever I see a team turn it over on back-to-back drives, fumbles on their last two, I know one person's blood pressure who is starting to rise, and that's the head coach.
Absolutely. And when's it going to go down? When they stop fumbling?
When they stop fumbling and after he's assessed the game film, and only if they manage to win the game.
Tackle made by Chase Young.
But you know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
Every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. 1 quarter remains for the right to go on to the Super Bowl. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. So a solid run by Saquon Barkley and another 1st and 10 here. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. Bobby McCain here, the one who brings him down. Now a 2nd down and 6. Here's a give to Barkley. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. 67 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot.
Big 13. Big 13.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he'll be stopped up at the line of scrimmage with a flag down. Let's check on the call. So that time they get the tight end on the hold.
Normally he's a pretty good run blocker, but this time he just didn't get his arms extended and let go quickly enough. The flag came out as a result.
A terrible spot for a holding call as they'll try again, but now from further back on 1st and goal. After the penalty, they go with Barkley. And they'll get him down right around the 16. Bringing him down there, Jonathan Allen.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. Was that 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive. And like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. Still a ways from the end zone as they come up now on 2nd and goal. Now Saquon Barkley, and he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Just a 1-yard loss that time, but that's not what they needed. Now they're dealing with a 3rd and long. Burrow will throw, eluding the pressure. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Chase Young in there to get him for a loss of 9 yards, and that also leads to 4th down.
I remember when I was a kid and all I wanted was a nickel so I could get that soda down at the fountain. And guess what? The nickel came into play well. 5 defensive backs, they covered well, allowed for the sass.
Sodas were a nickel when you were a kid?
No, I just needed the extra nickel so I could pay the proper price.
Okay, how much were they? A dime? What were they?
15 cents.
Well, he was a spectator for much of this game. This is his first field goal opportunity of the entire contest, but he's able to connect.
Yeah, he had a pretty good seat to this one, didn't he? But let's face it, all kickers that you and I know, they want to contribute. They want their opportunity, and he seized his.
And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback.
A look at Washington as they come onto the field.
And their dream of a Super Bowl berth so close 3 quarters ago, but obviously starting to slip away if it hasn't already. They need points here and in a hurry. On 1st and 10, Heineke.
This one complete to Curtis Samuel. And able to break 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
A good gain on 1st has him set up with 2nd and just a couple of inches now from the 29.
From the gun, Heineke.
And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, third down. The offense on third down tonight, they've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. They're looking at third and a few inches. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on third down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
That's an excellent job right there on third down. Like any defense, you never want to let them get anything started, and that would have been a first down. Instead, you saw the contact on time, no penalty, and before this drive could get wings, it's fourth down.
Here's Tressway now, as he's on to punt for Washington. It'll be a 44-yard punt, 6 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over.
Here we go.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And you can bet that they are starting to sense it now, that George Halas trophy nearly theirs. Their spot as NFC champions, oh so close as they try to finish this one off. No gain on the play. It'll be second down.
Signal for a timeout, so they must have not been aware of the numbers.
I think he lost track of the time left in the play clock and probably was trying to read the defense and trying to figure out which play to run and just lost track, and it cost him.
And now after the delay of game, they're operating behind the sticks, 2nd and 15. He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2. And we are inside of 2 minutes left in this lopsided affair. So the Cowboys in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They've got a third down now as they look for one more first down to help salt this one away. And he'll be stopped here well short of the first down at the 24-yard line. Call it a gain of 3, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Well, the guys who are paid to make the tackles deserve some kudos there, but I think they deserve even bigger ones because in that situation, they had to be thinking pass. Loosened up defense, going to pass coverage. Instead, maybe they surprised them a little bit running the ball, yet they rallied to it and stopped them well short of a first down.
Mike McCarthy took the gamble, didn't pay off.
And Washington will take control of the football in great field position. First down, Heineke.
Under pressure, and he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31.
After the sack on first down, Heineke. And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down.
Well, it just seems like all game long there hasn't been a lot of sync quarterback to wide receiver on this side of the football.
They haven't been on the same page. quarterback and receivers. Heck, they haven't been on the same grease board when you draw plays up. They haven't been on the same surface tablet that you look at on the sidelines. Nothing's worked for them. They've got to find a way to start matching each other's movements.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This fielded right at the goal line. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down. Now, after the running play, we've got a man down on the field. We'll check on his status when we get back. Coming up on 2nd and 7. They'll run it again with Barkley. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
Now, that's a mountain of a man that just made that stop, isn't it? But he's more than that. This guy's nimble and quick. More than a space eater. He just made a great play there.
On 3rd down, Barkley. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39.
85 yards rushing for him now as he tries to will his guys into the Super Bowl.
And they get to hoist the Hallis Trophy. Unbelievable victory. Moving on to the Super Bowl.
I only hope that these players understand exactly who is behind that trophy. George S. Hallis, one of the creators of this great game of football of ours and creator of the NFL. What an amazing feeling and an amazing accomplishment.
And that will do it for this one. For Charles Davis, myself, and the entire crew, we'll see you in 2 weeks at the Super Bowl.